Well, folks, this is your host, Digester. Thanks for checking out my video. Once again, we're looking at another hero in Marvel Heroes 2015 edition. This is the newest of the heroes, Magik. And again, we have all of our heroes, including Magik now. I just picked her up on Saturday and got her leveled up on Monday to level 60. So now we've got every hero up to level 60. We're going to be spending some time with each one now that we've been updated to version 1.8. Actually, this is 1.81 to be specific. Let's go ahead and take a look at Magik, shall we? So I should note that you see these little glittery stars that's coming off her. That's not part of her normal outfit. That's a special thing that I have installed on her. So here we go. Actually, I am rather impressed with this character because she does some really good things with her powers. So you can see, unlike some of the heroes we looked at so far, I've actually given her some pretty decent artifacts. Nothing like ultra rare, but some decent artifacts, and all of them have nice blessings on them as well. And even this one here, and even that has the blessing of Frigga. Unfortunately, I had this in my stash for a while, and this works well with her because she does have some summons. Right now we don't have a legendary on her. I am going to be adding a legendary to her because I think she is a very viable character as a hero to play in the game. I haven't even come across and given her the Storm Giant Magik. So she's been bumped up with her U-Forged item. Unfortunately, it's only level 25 item. I've been looking for more of these defensive ones. So she doesn't have quite the defense of the level 50 U-Forged. And as far as the rest of her equipment goes, it's all been upgraded to level 66. Notice I don't have any runes on them yet because I'm in the process of still playing her at level 60 probably for about maybe 6 or 8 hours. And I'm just trying to make sure I have the best items that we can get for her. So really good items. I had put in some other items at level 60 because I didn't have all of them. And I put in some pretty good items in there, and I replaced them with her items, and actually her stats went up. So these are pretty decent items. And you can see on her core there I actually had the visual colorful glittering light. That's what these little glowing stars are. So you won't see that on your character. That's something that I have special. Her core is really good. It actually gains 400 health when you hit an enemy, plus we can regenerate our health and spirit when you use a med kit. And notice I went with critical hit rating on grades 2, 3, and 4 as opposed to the critical damage rating. I'll probably switch it out, but notice if we go to her stats, critical hit rating still only 49.6. She has quite a low critical hit rating, so that's why I decided to go with the critical hit rating in her costume. That might be a mistake. We'll look, we'll see, and we'll figure it out. As far as her brutal strike rating, 51.2, which is very respectable, and considering that we don't even have the blessing of heal on this item, which would give her another 5%. So even without that, we only have 3 blessings and her items, and we're still getting a nice, very respectable 51.2. Ideally, we'd like to have that at least 50%. 55 would be better. 60 would be better. And obviously, if we can get her critical hit a little bit higher, that would be nice as well. Alright, so let's look at her powers now. That's kind of an overview of her character. I'm using the 8-man medallion, actually. It gives her some nice critical hit rating and some brutal strike rating, and, of course, some summon abilities there as well, which kind of help with this item. We don't have any Stark Tech power cubes for this character yet.
Every last syllable matters. It is best to remember that.
Yes, I do enjoy the character's voice with this character as well. Some of the characters not as much. She has some very nice sayings, and they're, she kind of has an attitude, which is nice. Alright, so let's get on to her powers now, and this is going to be the real kick in the pants behind everything. All right, so of course you see there is a lot of powers that she has access to. So building characters many different ways. I'm just going to show you what I did, and this is kind of a build that I was doing off of somebody that had posted one on the forums. So you can definitely check out different builds if this isn't something that you like. So the number one power that we use is our soul cleaving, and a lot of her powers kind of intermix with other powers. As you can see, it's going to do 5% extra damage for each summoned lesser demon and spinning demon. It's going to deal an extra 25% damage if you have the Fist of Nasrith or Nasrith are summoned, etc. So there's a lot of things that kind of intertwined between her powers. Her second power, of course, always is our little teleport or dash forward power, whatever the hero has. In this case, it's a stepping disc. It does some pretty good damage, actually, for a teleport. I love characters that teleport. It definitely gives her a plus in that category. A nice, easy way to get around to different areas really quickly, to get out of trouble really quickly. Teleport is definitely a plus for heroes. Our third power is a vampiric incantation, and it has a huge passive effect there, but it also has probably the most powerful effect that I can think of in the game right now as an active effect based upon once you put points into vampiric incantation, you have three powers to choose from. One of the powers actually is confuse, and what this does is it makes vampiric incantation is a passive power, and it applies all of these bonuses whenever you use a sorcery power, and it also causes the enemies to become confused, dealing increased damage to one another. So you activate this, and you get this passive effect on any sorcerer power, which it happens to be a sorcerer power, plus it has an active effect. Confuse enemies instantly will do 10,000% more damage to other enemies. So you can come across a swarm, cast this in the middle of the swarm, and they instantaneously just kill everyone else in the swarm if they don't die already. This confuse with the vampiric incantation is a very, very powerful combination. I will just let you know that. That's probably why a lot of people are playing this character. I have a feeling eventually they're going to nerf this ability because it does seem a little OP to me. But, you know, it can also be the fact that a lot of her other powers don't do a ton of other damage. So having this is actually, you know, kind of makes her, you know, more powerful than normally would. And I think that's maybe why it has such a great effect. Our fourth power is our 7-league step power here. And this is really another good power because it will actually do a nice amount of damage per 8 hits. So you can see you're going to multiply that times 8. So you're looking at, you know, 400 to 800,000 damage with this power. And the most important part of this is you're invulnerable during the duration of it. So about, I would say about a second, 1.2 seconds or something, you're invulnerable while this happens. So it's a great power to use if you know there's an attack coming from another hero, Rhino's charging you, or Juggernaut's ready to make their charge. You activate this, you're invulnerable during the process of it. So another great addition to make her a really viable character. Our signature power is Outworldly Nova. Does some pretty good damage. Very, very nice. It also applies the damage over time effect of Vampiric Incantation, which is our power here, which we just spent a few minutes talking about. So you can see this power is going to activate this power, which is already, you know, insanely good. Now you get to activate it again with your signature power, which makes your signature power very powerful. You know, just a lot of her combinations are very, very powerful. Our sixth power here is Soul Server. It does a really good amount of damage, and it also will gain a charge when you summon demon strikes. And kind of her claim to fame is this little bar here. Command points are spent to increase Magik's command potential. Summoning demons consumes the essence of these demons through dark pacts and toggling on the effects of Eldritch Armor. And Master of the Soul Sword requires and reserves command. Command is automatically stored when one of these effects reserving it ends. So you can see we are reserving some of these powers when we turn on some of our other powers, what we'll look at here in just a second. Our 7th power is a Spinning Demon, which happens to be this power right here. And we're going to summon those in with our command points. And then last but not least, we have 2 points left over after we spent all of our points. And we had 2 left over, so I decided just to put them into Nasrith. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. And so that's just another summon that we might be able to get out there. Alright, there are 2 turn on, turn off powers, as you can see here, that we have a whole bunch of points into. One of them is Eldritch Armor. Has a pretty good passive effect, but when you toggle it on, you're going to do extra damage, etc., etc. And the other one is the Mastery of the Soul Sword, which has a really good passive effect. And then when you toggle it on, it's going to do some major other damage as well. So whether or not you actually have these on or off is going to determine, I believe, how many command points you can use to summon in other demons. Now, both of these have some really good just passive effects, so you don't need to have them turned on. But when you do have them turned on, they are going to bump up some of our other powers. So this one here specifically is going to give us extra 5% to melee attack, which we have 4 melee attacks. And it's also going to give us an additional 100% damage and bounce an additional 4 times when we use our 7 league steps. So makes us invulnerable for a longer duration and does more damage. But the downside of this is you obviously can't summon in as many creatures because you don't have as many points to spend. This one here takes 5 of your 8 points, and each one of these costs 1. So if we have both of these toggled on, you can see we only have 2 points, which means we can't summon in this creature at all. If we have just this one, we have 5 points, and we can summon this creature in, and that would be all that we could summon in. If we have that one off and we have this one on, we have a total of 5 points again. We could summon this in, or we could summon in 5 Spitting Demons, or any combination thereof. So this costs 5, each one of these costs 1. So again, it might be worth playing for a little while with these turned off. You can get 1 of these and 3 of these, or you can have up to 8 of these things running around out there helping you. And we do have quite a few points in them to give us some nice boosts. So she has that little mechanic as well. As far as the Omega system, she is all mental damage. So we have a point in some durability and giving us some base damage to melee. Obviously, we talked melee is very important to us. We also have some points in the Warpath and also Sabertooth and Sunfire. Because she is all mental damage, that's going to be energy. So kind of a little combo there. Some frenzy points to give her some more. Actually, we got enough points to go ahead and bump that up another level there now. And what else do we have points in? Spin Tech, which is always a stable. We got a few points here in the Serum SO2 and the Fever Compound. And then, of course, we have going down to the Phoenix Force, which is going to give us our plus 10 energy. Straight down 1 point in everything. And I believe that is the gist of our point. Oh no, we have a few points here trying to get us a little bit more brutal strike rating damage as well. Heroes synergies. We have Cable, Cyclops, Doctor Strange for the mental damage, Ghost Rider for the mental critical hit, Magik, of course, for hit on anything and summoned allied. Rocket Raccoon for the summon bonus. Cyclic for the mental damage, 3% there. Squirrel Girl, Storm, and Wolverine. So that's kind of the combo we have. There's lots of different other things you could probably do. If you really want to focus in on lots of summoned creatures, you want to make sure that you can put points in your Omega system and your hero synergy to really get the most out of those. But that's up to you. As far as our stats with everything combined, again, critical hit rating almost 50%. I really like to get that up to 50. We're at 48.7, very respectable. And the brutal strike, we're at 51.2, very nice. Like I said, we do have all blessings across the board. We have a really nice U-Forged item for. We don't have any legendary, and with the legendary, we can actually take the Grunjar and give her plenty of critical hit there, critical hit rating. When we take the Grunjar, and then we can switch these over from critical hit rating over to critical damage rating. That'll make her damage even that much better, which we'll probably do here once I get the time to give her a nice legendary item. As far as her hero stats go, we got 4, 2, 11, 2, 16, 6. That is including with +3 fighting with our great Ultron pet. 2 ranks to our ultimate power. Oh yes, the ultimate power. Let's take a look. One thing I always forget to look at. Normally it's 1 because of our pet. We actually get 2 bonuses in there. We basically transfer ourselves to a demon for 21.1 seconds. Do a huge amount of damage and critical rating and blah blah blah. And it's really nice power, although it's probably a little underpowered, which is fine because I think she's, with her normal abilities, are really powerful. And you add this in, which is decent. It's not ultra great, but it's really, I would say, I would rate it about a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7 out of 10. It's decent, and it lasts for a nice duration, 21 seconds. So it's just a matter of putting that in with all of your other powers. Alright, so we've been rambling on for a little while. Let's go ahead and get into some action here now. We're going to go ahead and warp over to Industrial City because that is where our reward for the day is, so we can get our chest going on here. Oops, what is our legendary quest? I just want to make sure. Alright, looks like we got Sinister 6 going on here, so we are actually going to go over here and fight. So see those numbers flashing up there? And here's our signature power. There we go. You can see we're just basically doing some really nice damage here. And the best thing is we're causing the enemies to fight one another instead of fight us. So we're not going to be taking a lot of damage during this event. And they just basically kill off one another. Let's just see if we can find some more. Oops. Let's go up here. There's so we'll cast these guys here a couple times, make them fight one another. Our signature powers available. Well, there's that little thing on the ground right there, that little pentagon. That is our vampiric incantation that will definitely make enemies hate us and fight one another. So we're going to summon in a... Oh, wow. Don't crash on me now. Okay. Wow, big lag spike there. Alright, so I'm just going to come over here in the corner. So this is our Nasati. I hope that I'm saying. And of course, we got the little spitting demons as well. And it looks like this is 5, 6, 7, 8 points. So that's how you generate that. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to find some groups like this. That's not a very good group. Let's see if we can fight over by ourselves here for a little while. Here's a group we'll just... they just instantly died. Okay, these guys are, see them fighting one another over here. These guys will start fighting one another. I'm just standing in the back watching my minions just take them out. And I'll come in there and swing my sword and take them out if I need to. See, our health is very respectable. Doesn't seem to be taking much of a hit. We haven't... Oops, there's one right around the corner from us. There's no cooldown in this whatsoever, so it looks like you can just basically spam that over and over and over again. I think if they're going to do anything, they're probably going to put a cooldown on that. So you can't just cause like every enemy in the world to just instantaneously attack one another. Where are we? Here we are. So we'll just cause these guys to fight one another. We'll call these guys to fight one another, and anybody else will just slash our sword in their face, and they're going to have a really bad day. Here they're fighting one another. These guys are fighting one another. It's just insanely powerful. Very nice. So people that like this character are players that like messing with other enemies and just watching them really, you know, kind of ignoring herd and fighting one another. And if you enjoy characters like that, it's definitely going to be a character right up your alley. If you like to summon characters in and have them fight with you, so your character has someone to play with, obviously you would like this character as well. So yes, you come running over, and then I'm just going to have, watch, these two are just fighting one another, and you killed one another. Good job. How about you guys? Oh, look, we'll kill you guys too. So she's a very easy character to play because she can stay in the background, cast her powers to make enemies confused and fight one another. And while they're fighting one another, you just sneak in there and just start attacking them with your weapon. Here, we'll find Vatrok here. Once in a while, we'll even throw in a signature power here and there and do some 3.6 million to several enemies there. This time, I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually summon in eight little spitters, and you're going to watch how much fun that is. I actually have more points in the spitters than I have in the big one. I do like the big one, but I think having 8 little spitters is just insanely good too. If you like characters that are just fun, manipulative, and really, you know, kind of almost like Emma Frost, where she, you know, can take control of other character or enemies and make them under her will, and then explode them and make them into a big time bomb. And so we're just gonna callous these guys. Watch, these guys are just gonna fight it out. I'm not gonna do anything to attack them, and then they die. And then we're going to summon some more of these guys. We need more spitters, please. Oh, looks like we still have our big demon in. He hasn't died yet. I can't summon in. I think you can actually get rid of them once you have them summoned in. I'm going to look into that as soon as we get a second in between fights here. Where I think... no, can't do it there. I think you have to actually go into the power. I'm not sure. I thought you could do that once they were summoned in. Nope, doesn't look like my little demon's gone. We're just going to have all these guys fight one another. And then we're going to stand there and we're going to cause our big explosion of massive damage. Summon in another one of these guys. And grab some rewards. Come over here. Oh, you want some damage too? Okay, good. Excellent. And of course, you can turn on and off these powers as you need, as you see fit. In fact, what happens... here, we'll just have these guys fight one another. No, there you go. if we actually turn on these powers. We can't actually turn them on because we've used up too many points. I got it. Okay. So that's, did not know that, but something to keep in mind. I think there is a way, I just have to figure out, there is a way to unsummon them once you have them summoned. Let's see. You guys fight one another. You guys fight one another. Guy comes over, I basically tell him to fight one another and he ignores me. That's great if you love characters like that. There's a few characters in the game now that actually do that. It's a lot of fun. It's very easy to play, especially in something like this. Looks like we have all of our demons still. She has a teleport, which we talked about, and I'll just, quickly show you that we can get from one side of the map, literally, to, like, the other side of the map, just by teleporting across it like this. Oh, they got me stunned there for a second. And you see, I'm on the other side of the map, just like that. Like, literally 10 seconds, I can get from one end to the other, which is important when you're doing Midtown Madness, or if you're running Industrial City Patrol, because a lot of events are going to be spawning in different areas, and you got to be able to get over there before they kill all them enemies. Or catch the little thing. We've seen a couple million flash on there, but some pretty good, decent damage there. I think a lot of that's, our spitters and everything, just keeping up our proc on these enemies, causing massive amounts of damage there. Is this guy actually there still, or he died? Oh, he's still there. Alright, well. Cast our little signature power, there we go. We had 3 million, a 3 million, and a 1 million. Come out of that. You can see we're doing lots of other nice damage there. I don't think her damage is actually toned down a little bit on her other powers, just because, like I said, this, I'm sitting here in the middle of all these guys fighting, and they're not doing any damage to me, because I've basically turned them all against one another. And that is a lot of fun to do. Graphic-wise, decent effects, nothing over the top. You can obviously see what's going on with your character, and you can see what she's doing. Here we go. I really like to get the 8 spitters in, so I'm going to have to figure out what we can do about that. You guys fight one another. Leave me alone. Spirit-wise is not too bad. I don't have too much of a spirit issue. Occasionally it goes down. But you notice here, when I activate this power every 28 seconds, we get a whole bunch of spirit back. So if you're running out of spirit, you just have to activate your signature power, which is freaking awesome. Power, so you want to activate that all the time anyways. Look at all these guys just fall over and die. Hey, we get the warehouse. We're at the warehouse. Fight one another. Leave me alone. Just cause them all to fight one another, and then I just run up with my sword, doing all kinds of crazy, cool attacks. Doing some pretty good brutal strikes. I think it's time for a signature power there. 3.5 million and 2 enemies there. That's not horrible. That's a lot of damage I just did there. That is a lot of damage. So Magik is her name. And see, we took some damage there. You can actually take some damage. Your defenses aren't that high, and I think it's reasonable because of the power she possesses. There was 3.5 million, 3.7 million, and 3.4 million, and possibly even another one. There was a really good signature power that caused mass amounts of damage to the area. You see I'm busy collecting all my rewards here and got under attack. Where's our spitters? Why are our spitters not here? Huh? They might have died because they do have health. So if they take... oh no, there they are. They must not have teleported up there. Or they must have got lost in some kind of... because I teleported through building walls and stuff. They must have been delayed somehow. Alright, there we go. 2 bosses. Let's see how you guys do against me. 2.8 and 3.9. There was another 3.9 million. That is some serious damage, folks. Another thing is you can activate this 7-league step if you're in trouble with damage because you become invulnerable for a little while. It lets you got some nice health regen. You get that health regen. Oh, it looks like we got a Electra metal. Cosmic electric metal. Electra. Couldn't think of her name there. Electra. I don't know if it's any good, but we'll keep it stored in our inventory with all the other crazy stuff we got. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of great items to give her, like ultra rare. I guess we could have if we wanted to, but I've already got these assigned to other characters, and I just hate keep taking things from characters and giving them to other characters. So what I'm going to do is just deck her out, and that time we didn't get any critical hits. That's our brutal strikes, I guess I should say. Alright, 7-league step. There it is. You can see kind of her portrait kind of flash around the enemy character really quickly. Back rock. He's doing a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy, but just enough to make it, you know, you're not impervious to damage. You know, you're just...
Do not resist.
Hey, look up. You know, this is another thing about teleport characters. You see there was a guy over here I needed to get. So I just teleport across here instead of having to walk all the way around. So that's another advantage of the teleport characters. So teleport characters obviously is a plus in my book for having that effect. So we haven't looked at our ultimate power. We're going to do that right now. I was hoping to get us to a nice boss fight. Let's see if we can find is there a boss anywhere. We might have to wait for the next event to come up. And we'll call this a look at Magik. Magik, I'm not sure. Very interesting character, definitely does some pretty decent damage, and also just the ability to affect other heroes, or I'm sorry, other villains that you just cast and let them do damage to one another. Definitely evens the odds out. So come on, give us another boss here so we can use our signature power. That would be like, I'm sorry, our ultimate power. That's what I expect every night. See it, she was coming after me and she turned around to go fight somebody else. That is just so... Where is... And getting up the steps here. Alright. Let's see if we can find us a nice boss anywhere. Come on, bosses, show up. We'd like to fight a boss, please, so we can show our ultimate power. I mean, we could do it against little peons, but it's best if we show you against somebody that's I mean, just her teleport. When I teleport to monsters, watch. I'm going to teleport to these guys. Ready? Oop, I hit the wrong button. Alright, so these guys. Ready? Boom. You see they just died from my teleport. That's pretty powerful. And you see how much I teleport around. I'm going to teleport on these guys. There we go. Fight one another. Kill one another. Alright, it's time to wrap up this episode because I didn't want to go over 30 minutes too much. There's Batroc. Well, let's go fight him. And here we're going to activate it. Here we go. Roar! A huge demon. A big aura of effect around me. And we're just 21 seconds of pure chaos and buffs and regens and all kinds of things. Just there we go. We got to activate a view of our powers. Oh, I didn't even get to use our signature power with it. And we got a shared quest reward for completing that. So yay for us. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed our look at Magik. Really, really fun character to play. Very easy. Has, like I said, probably the best power in the game right now with the Confuse. Just makes her insanely good. You can build her multiple different ways, focusing in on summon. This whole thing here is just summon creatures. She also has this, I should mention, very interesting power here. It only has one rank and can ever only have one rank in this power. And you can toggle it on or off, and it gives you some bonuses and penalties based upon whether or not you have it on or you don't have it on. If you toggle it on, it instantly destroys all your active summons, though. But you gain the benefit based upon which summons were active. So if you had lesser demons, you would gain bonus health. So actually, you know what? That is a way that we can actually... Let me put this in our bar here. Because that is actually a way I can get rid of all those summons. There we go. And then I would turn it off. And then I could resummon. And at that point, I would just resummon a whole bunch of spinning demons. So, oops. So let's just hit that button here. And just to give you like 2 seconds, you know, I know we went over time on this. But I'll give you like 2 seconds to watch all the demons. When we have like 8 spitters running around, you're going to see some massive amounts of fun chaos here. So I'm just going to let them do the work. I'm just going to walk around. I'm not even going to attack or anything. I'm just going to let them do all the work. And you can see we have a huge amount of nice demons helping us kill enemies. They don't do a huge amount of damage, but you know, when I'm casting my powers and I'm doing all my powers, plus I have all these guys doing their things, oh, it's so good, so good, so good, so good. Look at I mean, I didn't activate any power. 2, 4, 6, 8. That whole time, and they cleared out that area all by themselves. We didn't take any damage or anything. So great, 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 great fun. Let's see if they take out these guys. Look how quick they did. I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing here watching. So if you like bringing in creatures that you can summon in and have them do the work for you, or at least assist you, Magik is definitely a character to look at. She's a lot of fun. Signature time to send this out in a blaze of glory. Here we go. 2.5 million right there. Thanks so much for watching. This is your host, ID Jester. More Marvel Hero 2015 to come with more heroes. Thanks for watching.